Shalom, Kal Halalium, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and who teach well. Salutations to the elect. Yahweh Ratazah, this lesson is edifying. And, yeah, this is just disgusting, outright ridiculous. Okay? Alright? And it further goes to show that E is the devil the Bible speaks of. Okay? Because everything on planet Earth and the Earth itself is suffering under this wicked E. Alright? Under this devil. Okay? Under his vibration. Alright? So I screenshotted this article from the peoplesvoice.tv. Okay, and I'll link the actual article in the description box underneath as well. Okay? Alright? And this is recent. It was put up on the 2nd of October 2025. And you can see the headline, man, for yourself. Dogs injected with, open quote, untested, end quote, self-replicating fill in the blank are developing rabies, experts confirm. Okay. Wow. Dogs injected with the new self-replicating fill in the blank are now developing rabies symptoms, according to experts and veterinarians. Oh, and this is not medical misinformation, by the way, just in the news. Okay. So, vaccinated pets are suddenly turning violent, biting, drooling uncontrollably, lashing out in fits of rage, and displaying behavior indistinguishable from the deadly disease itself. Yeah, the stuff they put in them vaccines. Okay, of course they're going to start behaving like this. Alright? And they're just forcefully... And animals that go to the vet, there's a lot of wickedness that goes on there. That they're just, that they're doing to these creatures. Okay? Right, putting all sorts of stuff into that, in that vaccine, all right, okay, and Lord knows what's in that, and then the animals are just reacting badly to it. They're not the same. Some of them are sterilized, can't have any more children or offspring. Okay, rather, all right. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, a long-time critic of experimental vaccine technologies, recently uncovered one of the most controversial of these products, a new self-amplifying something in dogs. I reckon it says, okay. And that, fill in the black M to the A. Yeah, man, that's what's in them Crown 19 things. And they ain't good at all. Alright? Okay, Esau Edom pseudoscience, man. Okay? Alright? Okay, because, hey, Timothy mentioned science falsely so-called. Let's get that. First Timothy chapter 6 verse 20 reads, O Timothy, keep that which is commanded to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so-called. Yeah? Okay. They come up with all these statistics, false statistics, and throw numbers around. Alright? Okay. They say that, hey, such and such needs to happen in order to get all these vaccines here so people can get juiced up. Alright? Oh, there's a a certain thing that a certain animal has. So, hey, we'll come up with something, inject it into them. Alright? According to veterinary physician Dr. Faulkner, the documented side effects in vaccinated dogs are clinically indistinguishable from actual fill in the blank. Pets have reportedly shifted from passive or lethargic behavior to explosive aggression, rage, and unpredictable biting episodes. You see? But the concern goes deeper. As Dr. Tenpenny points out, this type of vaccine is designed to replicate inside the body. You see, this is messing up for lack of a better phrase, the genetic makeup of the animal. Okay? The DNA in the animal. Alright? So it's designed to replicate inside the body, essentially imprinting the thingy virus blueprint into the dog system to provoke a heightened immune response that raises questions few in the mainstream are willing to confront. It says if the vaccine is replicating inside the dog, could it be present in saliva? What happens if a vaccinated dog licks its owner's face, hands, or an open wound? And hey, there's that too. You know, they do vile things with animals. All right, stuff like that. Kiss animals on the mouth, lick them, whatever on the face. Okay, probably even buy dog sex toys with them for them and stuff like that. Okay, who knows? All right. You even go to, let's say you want to buy a house, you know, from an or something like that, and they've been living with dogs and whatever. Best believe you have to change that bathroom. You have to change that sink, floorboards. Oh yeah, they bathe the dog in the same shower. All right, wash the dog plates in the same sink and all sorts. Even wash the dog in the sink too. Yeah, best believe. All right, piss and feces on the floorboards or whatever. Man, you have to just take out everything. You may as well just go buy a house somewhere else or something. Okay. But yeah, could this new technology potentially transmit genetic material across species? If you go to Jamaica, over here where you got all these animal hospitals and all that stuff. Okay. And stuff like that. And dogs walk themselves, man. Okay. Got 4 legs for crying out loud. Alright. Over here they're on a leash. Okay. They don't even let the dogs talk to each other much. You've got 2 people walking with the dog, whatever. They might come into contact near each other. They pull the dog from the other person walking theirs. Can't even get to socialize and be with each other. Talk about isolation. Right? But yeah, when asked about these questions, experts admitted they simply don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody really looked at that. Dr. Faulkner acknowledged. The word doctor means to falsify. Alright? So these people are ultimately frauds, man. Before I go further, I'm going to get the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 10, and it reads, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." That's what Esau Edom is. To these animals are cruel. Alright? Look how many have gone extinct. Look how many species are endangered. Okay? Alright? They basically put up as if they push forth as if they really care for these creatures when, nah, man, they're all about death, sicknesses. They're the ones that sick the animal. Animals have all sorts of different diseases and stuff like that. Okay? Taking animals from the wild and domesticating them. Alright? You got people who take the alligator out of where they are and live with them. Okay? In their own house. And stuff like that. Other animals that cannot be tamed, that are wild, are supposed to be staying in the wild. And they live better off there instead of living with you. So they're breathing the same air, close to close contact like that. Okay? And then people get sick too. Confusion, man. Alright? So this uncertainty highlights a glaring problem. Manufacturers themselves admit they have not tested for neurological effects, cross-species risks or long-term safety outcomes, yet the product is being advanced as a breakthrough solution in thingy prevention. Alright, just a quick thing. Look at that. They're not tested. Alright, they're just like similar with the crown thing. Within like 9 or 10 months, all of a sudden, yeah, everyone lock stuff down. Everyone just needs to get the crown. Alright. These things take years and years and years to develop, test, and manufacture. Yeah, and this is a quick thing. In reality, and these animals, even dogs eat grass to kind of, detox themselves and stuff like that. These animals know things in nature that to use to help them. All right. But these devils, though, and they create diseases in labs and stuff like that as well. And then put it onto populations of people, push it into animals and stuff like that. Right, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. So in reality, critics say it amounts to an uncontrolled live experiment being conducted on family pets. Right, animal advocates warn that, and then they use flipping animal charity to extract money from the public as well. Okay, and that's a scam. That's a farce. And they're continuing in their wicked agenda. Okay, want you to give money for dogs trust and shit like that. Pathetic, man. You got people that do it too. Silly. So animal advocates warn that the implications could be far-reaching, not only for household dogs, but also for livestock, wildlife, and potentially humans. If pets are already displaying thingy-like symptoms, the possibility of a broader biological risk cannot be ignored. So this person said, this isn't science, Dr. Tenpenny warned. This is an uncontrolled experiment, yeah? See, science falsely so-called. Okay, we are injecting our pets with a replicating thingy for a fatal disease with side effects that mirror the disease itself, and no one has bothered to investigate the potential for lateral transmissions to humans. You see? It's utterly disgusting, man. Everything is mourning. Romans chapter 8 verse 22 reads, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." Yeah? Animals are in distress. Okay? All living organisms on the earth is groaning. Okay? Things ain't living to its full extent. Alright? And things like that. Everything's just suffering under E, the so-called white man. Alright? Okay? Islands of plastic in the ocean, man. Right? Mercury in the fish. Okay? Hormones being pumped into the meat. You name it, man. Okay? Animals getting cruelly, slaughtered, and then that stress goes on them. And then when the meat comes to you and you buy that, all that, you eat that meat with all that stress and it comes into your system. Okay? You see? Animals are just being treated horribly. Alright? Living conditions are just terrible for them. Okay? Alright? Their, habitations burned down. Alright? Animals have to pack up and leave. Okay? Marine animals eating garbage that people just throw into the ocean, into the waters, choking on plastic bags and stuff like that. Alright? Go on and on and on. Okay? It's book of Psalm 145, verse 20. It says, Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. Yeah, you think the Lord doesn't see what's going on? Alright? The Lord will destroy them that destroy the earth. Okay? The earth is meant to be inhabited. Okay? The environment is polluted under these devils, man. Okay? And the Lord will preserve his elect. Okay? But we know this devil does things for money, for greed. Alright? So don't think this whole, what I've just read in this article, money ain't involved in that. You see? Completely wicked. Right? We expose all this, Alright? Psalm chapter 1 verse 6 reads, For the Lord Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Exactly. Okay, these devils got to go. They got to perish. You see? Do you really see so-called black people, so-called Hispanic people, so-called Native American people, alright, that their mentality is like, we need to conjure up some sort of, replicating I'm going to say mRNA, to inject it inside of a cat, inside of a dog, inside of an animal. Does that really come across our minds? No. This is something that he thinks of, man. You see? He's the deceiver. We don't think these things, man. Alright? Psalm chapter 73 verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches, yeah? They do a lot of ungodly things for money. Sit down in there, big building offices, alright? Have all these meetings where they plan these things, man. It ain't just, done like that. Oh yeah, they plan these things. So ungodly set of people, man. Alright? Use religion, use Christianity as a mask and things like that. Okay? They ain't your true philanthropists. Not at all. Jill Bates still buying up farmland and stuff like that. Okay? Yeah. People are frauds, man. Job chapter 30 verse 8. They were children of fools, they are children of base men. They were viler than the earth. That's what they are, man. Vile. Okay? Base, bottom. That's what they're all about. Okay? Let's get Job chapter 13 in verse 4, and it reads, "But you are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value." That's it. That's what that's what these doctors are, man. Okay? That's what these e-doctors are all about. Like, pure lies are spread. Let's get the translation, NLT. If it's working. Don't do this to me now. Alright. But it goes something like worthless quacks. I remember, but I thought I'd look up the medical term for a quack. Told ChatGPT to be truthful. So a quack in medicine is a fraud. They're not real doctors, even if they pretend to be. They might wear white coats, use medical sounding language, or claim to have open quote natural end quote, or open quote ancient end quote remedies. But what they're really doing is lying, often to make money from people who are scared, sick, or desperate. They had adverts on this too. They have no proper medical training, sell fake treatments, make false promises like this can cure cancer or no side effects guaranteed, often avoid real scientific testing of their claims. This isn't just dishonest, it can be dangerous. People who trust a quack may stop real treatments, get sick, or even die because of delayed or harmful care. So, bottom line, a quack is a medical con artist. They don't just risk your money, they risk your health and life. Yep, Job 13 and 4, man. But you are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. Preys on desperate or vulnerable patients. Avoid scientific scrutiny. Makes exaggerated or false health claims. Uses pseudoscience, false science, or unproven methods. Lacks proper medical education or credentials. This describes Jill Bates to me. In medical terms, a quack refers to a person who fraudulently claims to have medical skills or knowledge, but is not qualified or licensed to practice medicine. So this person often makes fake treatments, false diagnoses, or unproven cures, usually for personal profit. Yep, describes Jill Bates to me. And the whole crown thing too. 1-9. But with that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.